Before I call on Rabbi Kanarek to speak, I'd ask all of the Rebbeim and the general studies teachers and the administrators in the school to stand up so that when you see them during the evening, you can speak to them and get to know them also. So if you'd all stand up, as well as the senior class from Yeshiva or Yisrael, stand up just for a second. We're honored to have a new Rebbe for a special shiur in the school, and that's Rabbi Aryeh Adler, who comes to us from New Jersey this year. And I'm just going to give you 2 seconds of background on that. There is a shiur at the school of boys who demanded a most intensive Gemara program. And so Rabbi Neuberger has been teaching this small shiur since these boys were in school. And now Rabbi Adler came in to teach this highest shiur. It's for boys who really demanded some extraordinarily intensive study. But I have to tell you again, it's a balanced program at the school. In that group of students, in addition to their intensive Gemara study, we have national merit scholars. We have 2 boys with perfect scores on 1 or more sections of the SAT exam. That means an 800 on 1 or more sections of the SAT exam. We have folks who have taken APs and gotten 5s on them, 4s, 3 4s, and 5s. And this is while going to school from 8 in the morning till 9 at night with a most intensive program of study. In any event, you'll get to know them through the video and by talking to them tonight. But I now call upon the Menahel of Yeshiva YOYA Yisrael of Atlanta, Rabbi Avraham Kanarek, who if any of you have had the great privilege of hearing him speak, know just how dynamic he is. It's my problem that I've asked him to keep his words short tonight because we have a long program, but every word he has to say should be cherished.
Oh boy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will keep my words short, especially since I'm the before dinner speaker. It's only fair. I want to thank all of you for coming this evening. By coming this evening, you have chosen to help in the support of the future of the Jewish people. When we, at a bris milah, so when the baby is named, so part of the blessing that is said, towards the end, we say, Zeh katan gadol yiyeh. This katan, this child, gadol yiyeh, should be an adult. So it sounds like a very nice bracha, but it really is very curious. Because we know when it comes to asking the Rabban Shalom, asking him for things, the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Harchev picha v'maleyu. Widen your mouth, ask. Don't be cheap when you ask Hashem for something. Ask for everything. We like to ask for big things. And in fact, the beginning of that bracha, we talk about the joy of the parents, and we quote all kinds of psukim and verses. So what is it saying at the end? Zeh katan gadol yiyeh. That's what we're asking. The little one should be big. And true, we do want him to be an adult. But that's it? Don't we want all kinds of blessings for him? I think the reason why we say it is because when we say Zeh katan gadol yiyeh, we're not just saying that this child should be a mature adult. The Pesach Surav writes that every single young man has a chiyuv, has an obligation to try as best as he can to reach his potential, his full potential. Why? Because every single young person has to realize that they can be a gadol. They can be great. What does that mean, a gadol? Every single person is going to be a gadol hador, a great Torah scholar. I remember one time when I was the principal of an elementary school, so at a parent meeting, I was explaining that in the school we care about every single child, and that some children are more talented than others, and others have different talents, not scholarship, but the talents in their personality as such. And I made the mistake during the speech. I said, not every child is going to be a Rosh Yeshiva. We're not here to train Rosh Yeshivas. We're here to give an education. Of course, afterwards, a whole bunch of mothers came over to me. What do you mean my son's not going to be a Rosh Yeshiva? They were a whole lineup, We're all going to be. But that's not what it means. A gadol, says the Pesach Surav, means he can be great in scholarship. He might be great in piety. He might be great as a supporter. Every Jewish young man and young woman, I work with Jewish young men, so I'm talking about men, but every Jewish person, as a katan, gadol yiyeh, has to work to their potential because they're going to be a gadol which in every area. And that is our job in the yeshiva and in every yeshiva. We have that job to take every katan, even when they come to us, they're already bar mitzvah, they're not halachically a katan. But every katan, every person that comes, gadol yihiyeh, whatever it may be. As we said, we have diverse chevra. They're all wonderful young boys as you'll meet them, but they all have different talents. Our job is that they should fulfill their potential. Gadol with Torah, gadol with tzidkas, piety, whatever the case may be, as a percent of. Because zeh ha'katan gadol yihiyeh. Thank you very much for coming. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless you all with bracha, tzlacha, and nachas, and all good things for helping the yeshiva. Thank you.
Just a couple of things I want to tell you. You know, you saw some pictures here briefly of their baseball season this year, and it was really remarkable. The baseball program started, varsity program, 3 years ago, and the first year didn't win a game, second year won a game. This year, these boys, most of whom are seniors here, but we have some others, came together and decided, they don't practice, by the way, maybe an occasional Friday practice, but otherwise they have a football game on Friday. Many of them prefer to practicing. But we came out, and we're playing against schools that have 2,000 students in them. Some of the teams have Jewish kids on them. That's been a remarkable experience for our kids to really get out and see kids from major public high schools who are also Jewish and love playing against another Jewish kid. They come up and they greet us occasionally, shalom, or whatever they might know, a little word or two of Hebrew. And they tell us, we're Jewish too. And the kids get to know them during the course of the game, shaking hands afterwards. They start to chat a little bit. But I think one of the more moving experiences we had was we had a letter from two coaches. And the coaches said, our boys have never met teenagers like this before. Get a little emotional because it was a very moving letter. He said, our boys have never met teenagers like this before. Kids who want to go to school till 9 o'clock at night and then stay after that. You'll catch people there 2, 3 in the morning, continuing to learn and brush up on their lessons. So he said, this was in a game we lost. And the coach was a lawyer, and he said, I have to tell you, playing against your team was a transformative experience for our kids. They'll never forget it. They met other Jewish kids, this coach was Jewish, other Jewish kids who live committed Jewish lives, committed to their studies, but that are cool guys also that we interacted with during the game. They'll never forget the experience. They've learned a great deal through that. And I'll tell you one last story. This year, we made the playoffs. We were the number 4 seed. And in the first round, we came up against a team that had only won one game on paper. But when we got there, it turned out the average height on the team was about 6'3", 180. And the pitcher was throwing about 90 miles an hour. So I went to the coach and I said, this is really a remarkable transformation. They lost to a team that we had crushed, and they'd won one game. He said, well, they had different excuses, Some of the guys are back from football or one or another excuse. So we played, and all I had was their lineup card. So, we lost the game, and we were out of the playoffs at that point. And it was really disappointing for the boys because they had played well this year. They beat some very good teams. And the teams were shocked to lose to a little 46-person school. So I said the program's too long. I'm going to wrap this up shortly. So I had the names and went on the internet, and I found they all played for Creekside High School. It was a 4A school. But one of them, the pitcher, was throwing so fast, played for a 5A school. And I found his name. He was named top 10 player in Atlanta, baseball player in Atlanta. He's been clocked at 99 miles an hour, and he's honorable mention All-American. 2 of the names I couldn't find, but I found the last names, and one I just couldn't believe would be the same kid. He graduated 2 years earlier, if he's the same person, could have been his cousin. Graduated 2 years earlier from Creekside High School. Last year was named Small College All-American, and this year was named the top college shortstop in the nation with a contract with the San Francisco Giants. So I couldn't believe this could be the same person who played in our game, so I wrote to their commissioner. I ran out of options. So I thought I was Columbo, and I wrote to their commissioner, and I said, I want to just tell our boys who it is they lost to. They were such talented kids, and I can't find out who a couple of them are. So I gave him the names. So he got back to me about a day and a half, and he said, sheepishly, I have to tell you, I spoke with the coach. I looked into this further, and we had no business doing this. Sure enough, the guy plays for the San Francisco Giants, and the other person graduated 2 years earlier. They're all on the web in a recruiting site for professional teams now. So they were disqualified from the tournament. We went on to beat the number 1 seed 19-2 and made the championship in the tournament. So it was a great experience for the kids this year.